use our quotient rule in differentiating functions in calculus? Let's answer this problem. This is the calculus formula that we use in differentiating function in fraction form. The derivative of f of x all over g of x is equal to g of x times f prime of x minus f of x times the derivative of g of x all over g of x. Or in some calculus classes, we were introduced by this little mnemonic device that we use in memorizing the rule in differentiating fractions like this, wherein f of x is our function or high function, and the g of x, or the denominator, is our low function. And to further simplify this, we call this our high, hi, and low as lo, because using this mnemonic device, we'll have the formula for differentiating function in fraction form as this. So g of x will be low, and the derivative of f of x is f prime of x will be d high, or derivative of the function on the numerator. So it goes something like this. So we'll have low times d high minus high times d low all over low times low. So this is basically how we memorize, or I memorized, the quotient rule when I was learning calculus for the first time, and it stuck with me up until now. And this is what I usually use to teach my students on how to memorize this crazy formula in calculus in differentiating a fraction or polynomials in fraction form. So let's say we have a function y, which is negative 8x plus 6 all over 7x plus 8, and we need to find the dy dx, or the differentiation of the function y with respect to x. So in this particular problem, we're going to be using, obviously, this formula, low d high minus high d low over low low. And in the function y prime of x, we're going to be needing our high, which is negative 8x plus 6, represented by our numerator, and our low, which is 7x plus 8, represented by 7x plus 8. Now, the derivative function for high is going to be the derivative of negative 8x plus 6, which is negative 8, and the derivative of low, which gives us 7, because the derivative of 7x plus 8 is simply 7. And now that we have our function, we are going to be using our formula and replace our low, d high, high, d low, and low with our function that you're seeing in our organized functions right here on your left, or on your right, however you want to look at it. So we have here 7x plus 8, which is our low, multiplied by the derivative of high, which is negative 8, minus negative 8x plus 6, which is our high, times our d low, which is 7, all over low, low, or 7x plus 8 times 7x plus 8. So at this point in time, this particular function is already our derivative function, but since we are working with a calculus problem, we need to make sure that we know our algebra. So we're going to be simplifying this function using algebra. And for most students, it is the algebra part that they are having trouble with, and not the calculus part, because the calculus part is pretty straightforward. Now, to be able to simplify this and make sure that you have mastered your algebra skills to be able to simplify our y prime, which goes something like this. Using the order of operation, we'll end up with negative 5x, or negative 56x minus 64, minus the quantity negative 56x plus 42 all over 70x, or 7x plus 8 quantity squared. So basically, we distribute the negative 8 to our first function and 7 to our second term in our numerator. And by further simplifying our numerator, we'll have this as our numerator, which is now a little simpler than before. And for our final answer, we'll have negative 100, and you're not seeing it on the screen right here, but it's negative 106 all over 7x plus 8 squared. So this is our derivative function for the function y using the quotient rule. So let's use this again. Given by this function, y is equal to 4x all over 4x plus 5. So to find the derivative of this function with respect to x, we'll have our formula once again, which gives us our high, our low, our d high, and our d low, which is in this case, high is our numerator, low is the denominator. Derivative of high is simply 4, and the derivative of low is also 4. So by using this formula, low, which is 4x plus 5, so we have y prime is equal to 4x plus 5, multiplied by the derivative of high, which is 4, minus high, which is 4x, times the derivative of low, which is all over 4, also 4, all over low squared, which is 4x plus 5 times 4x plus 5. So from here, all we have to do is to simplify our numerator. So we'll have to distribute 4, and we'll have y prime is equal to 16x plus 20 minus 16x all over 4x plus 5 squared. And from here, we can cancel out 16 and 16. And our derivative function is now going to equal to 20 all over 4x plus 5 quantity squared. So this is our derivative function using our formula. And make sure that you are understanding your steps and process. And once you get used to it, you can get rid of all these added steps right here and proceed to just differentiating your function using mental mathematics. So let's have another problem here on finding the derivative of a certain function like 5 square root of x all over 3. Now this is a little bit special, and the reason why this is a little special is because I want to highlight one of the many skills that you need to have in calculus, which is knowing when to use the quotient rule and knowing when not to use the quotient rule and use algebra instead. And this is one of those problems that you can just use algebra first and then calculus to make life a little easier for you in differentiating y. And by modifying this function, we can change y into 5 over 3 times the square root of x. And from here, we can differentiate square root of x, making our y prime equal to 5 over 3 times the derivative of square root of x in terms of x. And now all we need to do is to focus our attention to the square root of x and take the derivative of that, and we'll have d dx of x raised to 1 half, which is 1 over 2 times x raised to 1 half minus 1, or 2 all over 2. So we'll have 1 half x raised to negative 1 half, which we can further simplify into 1 all over 2 square root of x. So this is now the derivative of square root of x, and all we have to do is to multiply our derivative to 5 over 3. So we'll have 5 over 3 times 1 all over 2 square root of x, which will give us 5 all over 6 square root of x. And this is now the derivative of our function, and we're able to differentiate y using power rule without resulting to the derivative rule or the quotient rule for y. Now for this example right here, we have two functions wherein the quotient rule can be optional. And the reason why it's optional is because even though you use the quotient rule for these two functions, you will still get the right answer. But to get the right answer a little less confusing, so using algebra, we'll simplify this function into 2 all over pi times derivative of sine x with respect to x. So from here, all you have to do is take the derivative of sine x, multiply it to 2 pi, which is our constant, and that will be your y prime. And for the second function, f prime of x is simply 0. And the reason why this is 0, it's because we know that 6 e to the 4 and fifth root of pi, all of them are constant, and the derivative of a constant in calculus is equal to 0. So again, these two clearly showing you that quotient rule may be used in finding the derivative of these two functions, but if you're just going to be using your algebra skill first, it's actually an easy problem to work on. So for our next set of problem, we'll have three functions, f of x, y, and the function y, and I want you to try using your skill in the quotient rule and finding the derivative of these three functions. And once you are finished, see if your answer is similar to mine, which is right here on the screen, and practice your quotient rule. In calculus, we use the quotient rule in differentiating function in fraction form, but sometimes a little bit of algebra magic, and we don't need to use the quotient rule in differentiating function. This is Dr. E, and see you again next time. Bye!